Hello, you may remember me from my first video. My name is Josh Chatford from Chelmsford Volleyball Club. And yes, I'm in a different kit. That's one of the points that I'll get to later. I wanted to record this video to personally say thank you to Green King for the funding they've provided to Chelmsford Volleyball Club. I wanted to use this video to talk a little bit more in detail about some of the work that we're doing and the positive effects that's having. I'm conscious in the first video I only had 1 minute and 30 seconds to talk through, so I might take a little bit longer in this one, but that's only because I'm extremely grateful and passionate for the work that you've enabled us to do. So I think the first and the most important thing is the money has enabled us to fund 6 new level 1 coaches at Chelmsford Volleyball Club. So the 6 new coaches in September of this year attended the Volleyball England's level 1 coaching course, including myself. So I was able to personally benefit from that, and the club has massively benefited. So what do these 6 new coaches do? What do they give us? They are able to assist a level 2 coach or a level 3 coach in running a volleyball session. Now that's massively beneficial because it means that the players get more one-to-one coaching time and more one-to-one coaching advice. And what does the level 1 coaching course teach? Well, it teaches the Volleyball England coaching standards. And you might be asking, well, what are those? Well, the first and most important is about keeping players safe. How do we keep players safe in sessions, ensuring they're going to have a good time while also being safe? So that's one of the biggest things we learn. And the second thing we learn is how to be a gameplay focused coach. So to go into a little bit more technical detail, it means we're trying to teach volleyball in a way that is in line with playing volleyball in a competitive environment. So we're doing drills that relate to gameplay. We're teaching things that relate to gameplay. And in my opinion, that makes the training sessions far more interesting, engaging for the players, because what they're doing in the training, they're taking into the games, and they can see the positive results of that. So that was fantastic, and out of those 6 coaches, 4 were male and 2 were female. So really nice to see that a good distribution of the genders is really supporting the club. So that's the first thing. The second thing that I want to talk about is actually we've ordered new volleyball equipment, which is fantastic. The club hasn't been in a position to order new volleyball equipment for a very long time. The biggest improvement we're going to see is we've ordered 9 new generation volleyballs. So you may see, if you watch a volleyball video from 2 or 3 years ago to now, they're actually using a very different type of volleyball. The pattern is very different and the kind of shape is slightly different. And that has a very different kind of textile feel when you're playing. So it's really impressive for our club that we've got some of these new balls now. It's really bringing us into kind of the modern age of volleyball. It's really exciting for all our players. The issue that it's now caused is when we put all the balls in the ball cart, everybody's trying to grab the new ball instead of the gross old balls. So that that's a nice issue to have, and we're really glad to have that. So thank you. On top of ordering 9 new volleyballs, we've actually ordered 2 new ball carts. So essentially a ball cart allows us to store the balls in while we're travelling them around during sessions. So something like serving practice or hitting practice. It means the balls are out the way. It means the drills can run more effectively, and everyone can have a better session. And then maybe the balls are more exciting, but one of the more exciting things we've ordered is a setter's net. This is a specialised bit of equipment that we're kind of using with some of our more experienced players and some of the people that have been with the club for a longer period of time. And a setter's net essentially allows you to practice setting or digging into a very specific spot on the court. And what happens is it falls into this net system, and the ball then drops into the ball cart, which is really helpful for us because it means that we don't have to have people running around collecting up balls, putting them back in the cart. So that's a really interesting bit of equipment, something that we can put on our social media page and kind of share that the club is, always looking to improve our offering and always looking to teach volleyballs in new and exciting ways. Another really successful part of this money that you're giving us is being able to support additional court bookings at a new court in Chelmsford. So with this new funding, we've been able to reach out to one of the government-run leisure centres and explain that the growth of volleyball in Chelmsford is absolutely massive. And I talked them through the new players that we're receiving. I've talked them through the money that you've given us and saying that there is the passion out there to fund volleyball activity. And they're actually looking to install a new volleyball court. So as soon as that's done, we'll be looking to place a block booking with the money that you give us and use that to basically raise awareness. So we can basically get new players in at a very cheap price. We're not charging them to earn money. We're basically charging them so we can cover the court fees and support that. So that's really great news, and we're really excited for that. Additionally, the money will continue to support the Chelmsford teams that I mentioned last time. So we have 3 men's teams and 3 mixed teams in the Essex local league. So the benefit of that is we support the rest of the local league by providing a high amount of players and a good place to play volleyball. 2 more things. So one that really means a lot to me is we are now able to give our head coaches some financial compensation for everything they do. So one of the big concerns I had last year was 2 of our head coaches were doing everything they were doing for free. And as much as they had no problem doing that, it basically, it led to coach burnout at the end of the year where they're doing an absolute ton for the club and we weren't able to compensate. So now what we've been able to do is to basically let them play volleyball for a different team than they coach for free. So we waive their player fee essentially. So that's a fantastic feeling. We're able to give something back to the people that are really holding our club up. And finally, as you may noticed, we are able to give some money to teams and make a contribution to them ordering their new kits. So my team, the Chelmsford Capybaras volleyball team, we got a small amount given to us to help all of that. So really, we did some fantastic things with the money that we raised. Really supported the club as a whole, and was able to do a lot. So thank you very much.